Hello guys, and this video took me a long time to make. You do not know how long it took me and how much work, blood, sweat, and tears I had to put in this. I didn't actually cry, but you get the point. So I would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Since I'm a relatively small YouTuber, well, not even relatively, I'm a really small YouTuber, so I would love support, and please watch this video to the end because I think you'll like the designs that I made. So, into the intro, today we're making a food or drink Pokemon of every type. So let's just get into the video. I'll show you some clips. Okay, now, first, it has to be like the fire, grass, water type trio. Of course, because like all of the regions Pokédexes start with those types, and I know it's grass which normally starts, but I just thought of fire type being the coolest type. Pun definitely not intended. So I just chose that for first, and I chose a pepper, which is really not that interesting. But then I just realized it was not that interesting. So I chose a bell pepper instead and made this kind of turret thing. It's basically something that lives inside the bell pepper as like the seeds where it normally is, and it's normally inside the pepper. And what you're gonna see here a lot is that they're not actual food but just imitating food, like vanilla. Okay, and here is the is a full Pokemon art, colored and everything. So yeah, tell me what you think about it. But now we're going on the water type, which I thought should be like something that's being cooked from the inside, or has cooked from the inside, because I knew I was gonna make a fish. There's no shot I would not do a fish, so I tried to make it interesting and instead do something a whale. It's technically not a fish, but it still swims, so it fits the water type. I'd do a whale that's getting cooked from the inside, cause fun fact, whales explode if they are dead on land and do not have a way of getting rid of the gas inside its stomach. Yeah, so if you ever see a dead whale, do not at any chance go anywhere near it. So yeah, I was just trying to make this thing look like Wailord. Of course, if I ever make a Pokédex, it won't be like it. But here it is. Pause for the whole thing. Here you go. And now we're finally closing up the fire grass water core with a grass type snail slash slug. I still don't know what to call it yet. Cabbage Pokemon. I thought this would be cool. And just to let you guys know, I draw this all in a notebook of sorts before I design them digitally on my app. So I always think about it before I draw digitally. Even for some of my designs, including one from today, I have a different idea, but then I change it throughout the design making process. And this one made me just really happy to design because it reminded me of Shuckle, and also it's really easy to design, so it just felt really good to draw. It felt like a break. So here you go. Okay, now this time we're doing a regional variant. Woo! It's a Diglett, which is a potato, which is gonna be ground type, obviously. So I'm just drawing this. It's gonna have the same hair as the Diglett, not a regional variant, but it's a convergent evolution, which just means two different things evolve to look like the same thing, and not like evolution like level up and stuff, like real life evolution. So here you go. It looks kind of like Diglett, but it's a different Pokemon entirely. Just gotta draw like the body, and then it gotta make it look like a potato. And finally, just the beady eyes and just the green hairs. When I fill that in, it looks almost perfect. So yeah, in my opinion, this turned out really great, and I like the color scheme and the brown and green color core basically. So I just really like how it worked out. And now I am doing the rock type, which I let you guess what it is. 5, 4, 3. Okay, whatever. I'm too bored. It's rock candy basically. I just had to. It's called rock candy, and it's a rock type. So yeah, and I just made it a sphere basically. Yeah, with a tiny little dude like a hamster controlling it around. It's not shaped like a hamster, but trust me, it's like a hamster. It acts like a hamster. It is not a hamster. That is all the information you get. But yeah, this guy took really long to make, and really long to design initially, but I think it's the most complicated one, and I kind of like that for a lot of reasons. Here you go. It's pink. Okay, now go to the next one. We now have. I'll see if you can guess what it is, because I don't think you can guess what this is, which is just poor designing on my part, in my opinion. But if you guys can guess it, I'll be really impressed. So I'll give you until near the end. Okay, now at this point I'll tell you here. This is a steel type based on biscuits that are really hard to chew on, like homemade biscuits that are really hard to bite into and chew on basically. Have you ever had that feeling, interaction, where someone just gives you something like that? And then you just have to eat it because like you feel like being polite and not being a rude guy. And then when you actually begin to bite into it, it actually does taste good. But here you go, close up. And pause if you want to see the whole thing. Is a Sinistea regional variant. Yes, we have not had a regional variant for Sinistea yet. So I just made this, and I also tried making some intricate patterns. Yeah, I tried to make some intricate patterns, and also tried to make like the liquid that's inside it be the handle basically. And I also imagined, how in the world would you hold a Sinistea cup? Because the handle's made out of liquid. So how would that work? Okay, but the ornate design basically, I think it's really cool. So yeah, I like the color scheme. Here we go. Take a good look at it. Okay, now this time we have, at this point I don't even know. I forgot. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, it's the dark type. I'll let you try to guess what it is. Oh, I know. You've been doing a lot of guessing today. Okay, I'll just tell you. I was lazy, so I just made a like thing of pepper. I forgot what it's called. A jar of pepper, like black pepper, the seasoning basically. I just got lazy. I had zero ideas. Tried making evil food, but what even is evil food? Genuinely, tell me, what is evil food? So I said black pepper because black, dark, whatever. Yeah, there you go. Just made sense. Oh, what's happening? Oh yeah. Okay, now I was drawing pepper on, which got to be the simplest task I ever did. Here you go. I added googly eyes just cause. Wanted to make it better. Okay, now on the next drawing. Here I started sideways for whatever reason. It is the fairy type. It is a cake. I decided to make a cake. That's what I was talking about earlier. Earlier, I decided to make a cake with a silly little guy inside. But then I decided I've done that too much today. No silly little guy inside, but it's a silly little guy. Now you can see it has cherry eyes, and its mouth. I am air quoting using my fingers right now. Is the cream inside. I decided not to give it a mouth because a mouth inside of a mouth would not be good. So yeah. Then it has some cream like around it as like hair kind of thing. I just didn't think of it and just made a cake. That's literally all. I just made a cake. So here is it with colors: chocolate cake, red cherries, and vanilla cream. I think this turned out way better than my original design. Okay, now here is a circle, which is also fries. So, you couldn't guess this. I made a normal type, and I just made a fries and chicken wing because I thought, hey, that's the most normal thing. Because chicken and potato are actually a lot of different dishes, like different mix and mashes of potatoes and chicken is very, very popular. Even from my country, there is a regional dish that includes chicken and potatoes, and also chicken nuggets and fries. Have you ever thought of that? Probably one of your favorite foods. So, normal type, most normal foods. Yellow fries, brown chicken, the normal stuff. If your chicken is white, please call a doctor. Okay, now by this time I'm doing electric, which is a lemon, but now I'm in something different. It has a motor inside of it. I thought it was just going to be a silly little guy. That was a silly little guy who has a motor coming from the middle of it. It might look like a nose, but it is a motor. Trust me. It is a fan. Fan motor. Fan rotom. Rotom is backwards for fan. I mean, rotom is backwards for motor, not fan. Yeah, I am kind of sick, so I will cough. But yeah, motor inside of lemon equals electricity, obviously. So, yes. I decided now. Yeah, I've decided it. Yeah, okay, here you go. Steel motor, even though it's not a steel type. Yay! Okay, now, next one. We now have a fighting type, which is now a broccoli. Because broccoli looks like it would fight. You do not want broccoli to fight you. Its hands look like boxing gloves and it looks like it has an afro. You never want to get beaten up by an afro guy. Trust me. Anyone has an afro or just big fluffy hair in general, you do not want to get hit by him. At all. For whatever reason. So leave. Immediately. If they look aggressive. So that's why I decided to make him a broccoli man. With broccoli hands and broccoli hair. Looks like a little tree. He probably not gonna be a grass type though. It's probably gonna be like got blocked. Like not supposed to be the type he's supposed to be, but he's a fighting type. So yeah. Here is the dude. Yeah. I made one side more redder, one side more bluer, like the corners of a boxing ring. Okay, now, poison type, and obviously, I had to make a mushroom, because mushrooms can be poisonous. I do not know if they are edible at this point, or even considered food. but mushrooms. There are some you eat, some you don't, and this is the one that you don't. Because it has spots on it and it's pink. Do not eat pink mushrooms. Trust me, do not eat pink mushrooms. Okay, now. This was looking a bit wonky, so I had to move it around. Obviously, because why would you not move around something wonky? And now it is straighter. Still a bit wonky, but less wonky. Yeah. Here we go. Pink goopy mushroom. Yay. Get a good look of it. Because now we're changing to our bug type. Okay, so if you've ever heard of a Mexican jumping bean, good, you know what this is. If you haven't, don't search it up if you get grossed out easily. But if you don't, I'm not your dad. You do you. So I made this Mexican jumping bean, who is a jumping bean that is Mexican. A Mexican jumping bean is a bean that has live insects inside of it that, when cooked, jump around. That's why it's called a jumping bean. So, a Mexican jumping bean is a jumping bean with a bug inside it. And it jumps because of the bug inside it. So that's what I try to do. And as you can see here throughout the video, just some of my designs had purposes and some did not. This did have a purpose. Being the Mexican jumping bean. I really wanted to add that to the video. Yeah. So now this time I'm making a dragon type, which I'm making like an Asian tea. I'm not even kidding. They have a tea that can make you more relaxed, they think. So what's better than a wise dragon? Its spirit is infused inside the tea. So I also had to add scales, obviously, because what's a dragon without any scales? So yeah. I don't even know why I say so yeah that much, but so yeah. Lots of scales, and I just decided that the handle would be its tail. That's all. No more commentary. I just really like the colors though. The colors are really cool. Yeah, admire it. But not for too long, because we still gotta change. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I was a bit off, but still got the job done. And now I am making a ghost type. So you know how a genie in a lamp? Yeah, no, now it's a ghost. Womp Womp gets haunted. El Rip Bozo. So, yeah, I don't even know why I said that. But, yeah, get haunted instead of getting a wish. So, yeah. I don't know, maybe this guy could be a gimmick mon, and instead of having any wish-based moves, it would all be turned into ghost type moves. Random ones. So yeah, like random ghost type moves, which would be really annoying, but also this guy's a ghost type, so it would be super effective. So you gotta be careful. You really gotta be careful. Yeah. Thanks, Pokemon. Okay, so this time I am making a chicken without its head, because people talk about chickens without their head a few years ago. I am now not with the trends. Yay! I am in financial debt. Yippee. Okay. So it's a chicken without its head because people are talking about chickens without their heads. Well, they used to. They were talking about how chickens could live without their heads, I've not made any research on that, and I'm just an artist. So yeah, I was trying to make it look like a chicken, but without its head. Can you imagine? I made the bone like Among Us for some reason. Realistically, if you cut a chicken's head, it would not look like that. But mine does. It just spawns without a head, which is crazy. Okay, now I think it's time for the last design. Hopefully I'm right, or this would age terribly. And of course it's the worst ice type. Sorry to my 6 ice type fans, but ice type is objectively the worst type in the whole game. So yeah, me personally, I'm fine with the ice type. It's just that they have to make it harder. Like, the ice type gym leaders and Elite 4 members are always the easiest. And that's really because they're the last gym leaders without really being that hard, so you can easily sweep them. Without even any buffs. You can just have, like, even if, go to, who is it called? Yeah, I think Candace's gym in Platinum, you can one-shot her whole team with Infernape, because 4 times fighting and fire weaknesses. But yeah, this is really just the end of the video. All of my designs. So please like and subscribe.